We're the Screen Team back with Brad, and we're getting ready to review another movie for you. Before we reviewed a very, very old classic, now we're kind of reviewing somewhat of a newer classic. It's called $1 Million Baby, directed and starring Clint Eastwood, also starring Hilary Swank, Morgan Freeman. It's a movie about boxing, and Brad, are you a big boxing fan? Do you enjoy the Rockies and the Raging Bulls of the world?
Absolutely. Not a huge boxing fan, probably anymore in the sporting sense, because there hasn't been that much compelling in quite a while. But absolutely, Rocky 3, my favorite Rocky movie. We could probably get into a debate about that at some time. But yeah, Raging Bull, obviously a classic, and yeah, $1 Million Baby, probably the first really good movie about a female boxer.
Sure,
obviously,
sure.
And I have to say, this is my absolute favorite movie that I hate the ending. So
I love that, man.
It's just such a great movie. Obviously won Best Picture. Several Oscars were given out for this. Hilary Swank, Best Actress. Morgan Freeman, Best Supporting Actor. Clint Eastwood won the Best Director. Just a quality movie, great script. Go ahead.
What makes the movie great for you?
I think I look at all movies and want to see great character development and engaging script. Engaging dialogue between where you can start caring about, and people that they're not perfect. They all have their flaws. Clint Eastwood plays a grumpy old.
He plays Clint Eastwood.
He plays Clint Eastwood, exactly. And then you have Hilary Swank, which I love the quote from. The Morgan Freeman character, she came from Southwest Missouri, the hills outside a scratchy-ass Ozark town of Theodosia, set in the cedars and oak trees somewhere between nowhere and goodbye. I mean, that's classic.
Yeah,
that is great. Great script and just describes her. And Hilary Swank does obviously an outstanding job. She won the Academy Award for her performance, and she plays a 30-something, from Nowheresville, has been working as a waitress, in a greasy spoon, and she has a dream to probably just stepped into a gym one day and found that she could do something pretty well. And
fell in love with it too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a great point. That's probably the thing that anybody needs to do something well, and that is the passion to do it.
Sure. Not only does she has a passion for boxing and for trying to be the best, she's very determined. She doesn't take no for an answer. She wants Clint Eastwood, who is he owns a boxing training facility. He's also a trainer of a few boxers, and she wants him to train her.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And he. To say the least, is not enthused about training a woman.
Not at all.
And I think it's just the old school saying this is something new. It's a fad. It's not real boxing. So I think that's kind of his mindset. In the fact that hey, he grew up training guys, and guys were the only thing that boxed at that time. But she hangs in there. She and good old Eddie Scrap Iron Dupree, kind of gives her the chance just to hang around, and hopefully that Clint Eastwood will wear down. And what kind of is the point that he does take her on is when his main fighter basically leaves for somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the impetus to for him to kind of take her on, and that is he's got really nothing else to do because he just lost his best and his best hope.
Let me ask you something. This might be an unfair question for you, but I've seen this movie twice. I saw it recently when it came out on DVD after it won all the awards, and I watched it and I was like, it's all right. Not for me. Watching it again for the second time for this review, I enjoyed it a little bit more. I was hoping you could maybe go in a little bit deeper. If someone's watching this movie, maybe movie buff, maybe not, talk a little bit about Clint Eastwood and his role. Because when I first time I watched it, I was like, that's just Clint Eastwood just being Clint Eastwood. But there's more depth to his performance in this movie.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure I caught exactly why, but he is not talking with his own daughter.
Oh yeah.
And think he, so what's the term you use for that? He hasn't
Estranged.
Estranged. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't think of that. And so, also, he is, I guess, scared of putting his fighters in a position where they can get hurt, because I believe at the time when the Morgan Freeman character got hurt, he felt that he didn't throw in the towel quick enough.
Sure.
And he was Scrap's trainer at the time, and he didn't throw the towel in, and so he lost his eye for that, and that was at his title, Eddie's Scrap's title fight. So
yeah.
I think that was why he ends up losing the up and coming fighter, because he was scared of allowing him to go for the title fight. And that's unfortunately, if we can go to the end,
score to the end.
Yeah, it's I don't know how much of a cliff or
let's try to ice skate it around. This movie's like 15 years old.
It is.
But
it is. But there's a spoiler. I don't want to spoil it too much.
This you had said this is one of your all-time favorite movies with an ending that you hated. Was it the fact that it ended on a somber note? Was it a bittersweet ending for you? What about the ending, without getting into too many details? What emotionally?
Sure.
What did it do to you?
Yeah, I think it's what we were kind of just discussing in the fact that the Clint Eastwood character was obviously scared to put his fighters up for a championship bout. Well, he ends up going against his fear and putting Maggie up for the championship belt, and something happens, obviously, that would basically confirm the fears that he had, that she would get hurt, and so that's where the movie took a twist, but it's all believable. It's all very well written. It's all very well done.
It just puts you in a somber mood at the end. You're like,
it does. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you're kind of hoping for a Rocky.
We did it, Adrian! There's none of that.
No, there isn't that. But it's, it isn't a bad ending as in, oh, that's not believable.
Sure.
Or oh, why did they have to do that? It's just very believable, very well done.
It just puts you in a mood that you don't really want to kind of go into. So.
Yeah, and I will be honest, I've seen this movie probably 10 to 12 times and only watched the ending the first time I watched it and this last time I watched it because of research.
So what do you do? You just stop?
Yeah.
That was great, man. Great movie.
Well, I do, because I've got most of my movies on DVD and other forms.
Sure.
I'll watch scenes of movies and I'll watch first halves or second halves. So I do that a lot.
That's Brad. I'm Chris. The movie is called $1 Million Baby, starring Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, Morgan Freeman. Great film. Check it out today. We got more reviews coming your way next, right here on the Screen Team.